If you're looking to balance your candida or other gut health challenges, you absolutely need to avoid the 3 myths that we are going to talk about today, because not only they can cause more candida overgrowth and more gut health imbalances, they can lead to other health challenges in the long run. So what are those 3 myths? Well, let's explore it in our video today.
Hi, it's Paul and Yulia Tarb here, nutritionist and lifestyle coaches at Rawsome Healthy, helping you create a healthy gut, healthy hormones and a body of your dreams naturally.
Before we get going with our video today, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to always stay up to date with our latest videos.
Now, we work with a lot of people who have gut problems, including candida overgrowths. And one of the common themes that we notice working with these people is that they've done the anti-candida diet and it's failed miserably for them. Now, in today's video, we're going to be covering the 3 common myths that people have regarding healing their gut, and in particular, healing their candida overgrowth.
Yes, so the first one is to do with sugar, and this is such a big mistake that you can make if you follow an anti-candida diet. Anti-candida diet says that you need to remove all sugar, totally remove and exclude all sugar. And while it is true, you should remove processed sugar, so if you're consuming white sugar, or even if you're consuming concentrated forms of sugar like syrups and dried fruit, you should remove that type of sugar because it can aggravate your candida. But when it comes to whole fruit in its whole natural state, then it's a very different story, because the sugar that you find in fruit doesn't have just sugar, right? It comes with other nutrients.
Absolutely. You've got all the fibre in there, you've got the vitamins, you've got the minerals, you've got the antioxidants. Water as well. So there's all these other nutrients in there which are missing when you just have sugar, which is very, very different to fruit.
Okay, so we have a question for you. Have you ever tried an anti-candida diet to balance your candida or other gut health imbalances? And how did it work for you? Let us know in the comment section below. And what happens when you remove sugar? You remove carbohydrates from your diet. And when you remove carbohydrates from your diet, you start to feel that you have cravings, and sometimes the cravings get so severe that you get binges. And I had candida. I restored candida overgrowth in just 3 days on a fruit-based diet, eating all the fruit as I care for after years on an anti-candida diet. So I talk from my personal experience, not only the experience of our clients as well. And the amazing thing about it is that when you include carbohydrates in your diet, healthy whole carbohydrates, and specifically fruit, juicy fruit, not talking about dried fruit, but specific fruit into your diet, you can start to feel more energy. You can start to feel better in yourself. You can start to feel more confident in your body. You can start to exercise and move around, and your mood improves. And instead of you feeling depressed and weak and you're struggling to function and you have cravings, you feel in a much more empowered state. In that state, you're able to make healthier choices. You are able to do the things that you need to do in your life. So it's a night and day difference between an anti-candida diet and actually basing your diet on healthy whole fruits that are there to help you restore your gut health.
Now, the second myth we're going to talk about is probiotics. Now, I think most of us, if you ever heard about gut issues, you've looked into gut issues, researched it, that you'll see a plethora of information about regarding probiotics and how probiotics are good for you. You've got to take them, and
the more the better, the higher the dose, the higher the dose,
the more billion you take, the better it's going to be for you. But it really is not as clear and black and white as that. In fact, it can actually be detrimental for you. So there have been studies, and there was one particular study where they looked at probiotics, for example, and they found that invariably some of them are actually dead. So when you actually take them, you buy them, they get transported to your house, you buy them, they get transported to your house, you take them, but they're already dead. So there's no actual live bacteria in there, so they don't do anything for you. Now, a study also looked at the friendly gut bacteria actually making it through your stomach, because your stomach has lots of acid in it to destroy bacteria. But unfortunately, the capsule that it comes in that contains your friendly gut bacteria from those probiotics won't necessarily make it all the way through. To the gut, exactly. So they go through your stomach acid, get destroyed, and then you've still got no probiotics for your gut. The next one is that the strains that people are taking are not necessarily the strains that your gut actually needs. So you could be taking the wrong strains of gut bacteria and they could be passing straight through your gut, or they could actually be interfering with your gut microbiome and stopping the other friendly gut bacteria from colonizing, especially if, for example, someone's been taking antibiotics and they've cleared out a lot of their gut microbiome. Then taking a probiotic can actually interfere with the recovery of their microbiome, and it's been found for up to 6 months after they started taking probiotics. So you can see there are a lot of potential problems with taking probiotics. It's not necessarily going to really help you heal your gut. It could actually have a detrimental effect.
Yes, and what's interesting, we've been coaching clients on health and gut health and hormonal health, weight loss for nearly 9 years. And while we've seen some positive results with certain clients who took probiotics, we also saw no results with certain clients. And we understood that we needed to readjust our system and stop repeating what everyone else says. Probiotics, gut health, well, you need to take probiotics, you need to take more probiotics, you need to have different types of probiotics, you need to rotate your probiotics. And we actually tuned into the actual experience of people and were able to modify our system. And the truth is, by eating the right diet that contains a diversity of plant foods, prebiotics,
yeah, which are plant foods that actually feed friendly gut bacteria,
that is your best bet to building that diverse gut bacteria and good gut bacteria. Okay, so the third myth is that you need to eat lots and lots of veggies if you have candida and healthy protein sources. And while we totally agree with you eating lots of veggies, it's an amazing thing for your body, for your gut health, and for your skin, and for you alkalizing your body and doing a lot of good things for your body. Vegetables don't supply you with calories. So you cannot eat enough calories eating broccoli and carrots all day long. It is impossible. So then those calories will come from protein, fat, or carbohydrates. And if you're on an anti-candida diet, you're going to be excluding carbohydrates. So then you are left with protein and with fat. Now, the problem with protein sources, protein-rich sources, is that most of them are also high-fat sources. So if you are eating your chicken and animal products with veggies, or if you are eating nuts and seeds and veggies, then you'll also be consuming a high-fat diet.
Okay, so let's start off with the animal food side of things, shall we? So invariably there's lots of saturated fat in it. You're eating lots of meats, chicken, beef, you're eating eggs and all these kinds of things. Saturated fat's been implicated with things like narrowing your gut microbiome. Just being on a high-fat diet, there will be lots of saturated fat in there. It's been implicated with things like diabetes as well, potentially
liver disease,
liver problems. Yes, accumulation of more fat in the liver. Diabetes, as I just touched on there as well, type 2 diabetes, and maybe type 1 as well, where it can actually damage your cells of your pancreas. Raising cholesterol levels as well, for sure, and that's all the implication of heart disease, for example. And those are just some of the issues. There are many more. We could actually go through and make a separate video about it, but that's just some of the issues with eating animal foods. Going to the plant side of it, again, lots of saturated fat you're going to be eating. That's not good for some of the reasons I just mentioned. It's going to slow down your circulation, because if you're eating a very high-fat diet, like a keto diet, and a plant foods diet, you're going to slow down your circulation because of all the fat in there. It's not going to be as heart healthy as it could be. In fact, it can actually be detrimental to your health, especially if someone's eating oils in their diet as well.
And a lot of omega-6, which is inflammatory.
Again, yeah, so there's this omega-3 and omega-6 healthy ratios that you want to have in your diet, and invariably if you're eating a high-fat diet, you're going to have almost certainly a lot more omega-6 than omega-3, and then that can actually make your body not utilize the omega-3 as well as the omega-6. That can then cause inflammation in your body. So again, this is not a healthy scenario. It's not a good scenario for your health and for your gut health. So this is where really the high-fat approach really doesn't work, whether it's plant or animal.
Yes, and while obviously there are some really healthy plant sources of protein, like lentils, and you've got grains, and you've got like a diversity of grains, and that can work with veggies, the majority of people will still cut out the carbs and will stick to protein and veggies, and that can have issues. So you can start experiencing crave it. So when I was on an anti-candida diet, I would maintain it for a period of time, stick to it, and it took me a lot of willpower. And then I would go to a shop and buy sugar-free vegan cookies and eat a whole bag of them. You know, they were made with syrup or date syrup and other things. And that would make me feel bloated, obviously. I just could not stop eating. I was that hungry for sugar. And I thought that, well, it's better than me eating fruit, you know? And there's no logic in that whatsoever, because you're so afraid of eating fruit. So the bottom line is this. You have to turn your health around. And for you to turn your health around, it takes more than just that dangerous anti-candida diet. In fact, we don't want you to follow an anti-candida diet. We've worked with hundreds and hundreds of our clients, and they all failed long term. Long term, they all had big health problems they came to us with. So instead, create a sustainable approach. So it's going to be lots of healthy plant foods. It's going to be plenty of carbohydrates, healthy whole carbohydrates, with low fat, reducing your fat, and eating healthy amounts of protein and vegetables, and being able to restore your gut. So it might take more than a diet for you to restore your gut. You might need to follow a specific gut protocol that is going to help your specific health situation. But from my experience, the majority of our clients will restore their candida issues despite years of struggle in a matter of days or just a few weeks, and they'll be symptom-free by the end of our 8-week program. So it is a profound transformation that you can make as well when you put the right system in place. And if you're looking for that right system, we would love to invite you to a free online masterclass that we've put together especially for you. And we will explain the 5 steps our clients take to restore their gut imbalances, restore their hormonal issues, and drop weight or balance their weight completely naturally. So the link for that is rossomhealthy.com/webinar. Go and grab your spot there. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. And we're going to link this video to another video where one of our clients, Tina, will share her story of restoring candida, losing weight, turning her health around, and balancing her hormones, all in just a very short space of time. We'll see you there.